Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and today I'm going to try and bust out a master grade and get it reviewed in a day. And this right here is the Eclipse Gundam Reactor 2. As you can tell from that box right there and that monochromatic grayscale, that means that this is a premium Bandai exclusive. I got mine through BUYEE. You can too. Link is down there in the description, and here we go. So jumping now into the aesthetics, and this is a cool dark take on an absolutely phenomenal master grade Gundam. Now before I can actually talk much about this at all, I have to touch back on the original master grade Eclipse Gundam from around 2 years ago. Basically what we're going to be taking a look at today is a color swap of that kit, predominantly in black. Actually it's in the Psycho Gundam color scheme, not unlike the Blitz Gundam. But physically, besides a couple of the weapons and the head, this is 100% the same as what we saw with the Master Grade Eclipse Gundam, which back then I pronounced my #1 favorite Master Grade of all time, and that still holds till today. Now, if you didn't see my review of the Master Grade Eclipse Gundam, or you outright forgot, there's a very big reason for why it is my favorite. It's not necessarily the kit itself, although the kit is absolutely perfect. It's the concept behind it, and it's a concept that I think is very important in gunpla and something I would love to see applied to every other Gundam universe out there. And what is this concept, you might ask? Well, that is full-on compatibility. This thing was designed just to be the ultimate, nearly the center of the universe of the PLA of the Gundam Seed universes. Now you might be like, yeah, there's a manga of it, but yeah, that's totally just to go with this kit. This kit's design is phenomenal. Basically, this is compatible with everything we would have seen from the Master Grade Gundam Seed line, at least anything recent. From simple things like it has the same hands that we would have seen since the Master Grade Strike version remaster, the other kits that would have came out on the tail of that particular model kit, and the Freedom 2.0. They all have the same hands, which means they all can hold onto the weapons together. This has a lot of the Freedom 2.0 inside of it, so that does mean it has its Achilles heel, or should I say the Achilles hip. So be careful with the hips on this kit because they are prone to breaking. That's its only major downfall. But the real center of this thing's majestic compatibility is the fact that it is compatible with all of the packs across the various Seed mobile suits. Now, just in case you don't know, across all of Seed we've got packs. These are Striker packs, Silhouette packs, Wizard packs, tons and tons and tons of different packs, which only have really been usable between certain Gundams, not all of them. For example, if you want to use some of the Wizard packs off of the Zaku's, they'll only work on the Zaku's. Now they can actually work on this as well. Now I'm not going to go through all of this on the actual black Eclipse right here, the Reactor 2, because I've done it all before and it will look exactly the same, even though some Striker packs will look even better on this, like the classic Ale Striker. Basically, I did build this today, so that means I won't be able to do everything with this besides take a look at what is new. But yeah, if you go back to that review, there is so much you can do with this kit, and it is incredible. And that's exactly what I started prefacing this with, what I would love to see in other universes. Imagine a new wing suit that just brings together all of the aspects of wing. A master grade, newly designed, new wing mecha concept that just works with all the accessories of the other master grades. Even something like that for Universal Century, just something that brings it all together as almost like a model kit just for the sake of a model kit at the heart of that line that just works with everything. Because that's what this is, and that's why I absolutely love it. And that's not even mentioning the fact that it has an over-the-top, ridiculous transformation. The transformation in this one is exactly the same, it's just going to look like this, with the red on black with white and yellow. And even in the transformed mode, it can use all of those Striker packs, Silhouette packs, to enhance the look of the transformed flight mode. This thing is absolutely ridiculous. But let's wind it forward, I should say, to what we're going to be taking a look at today, which is the Eclipse Gundam Reactor 2, and what's new for this kit. So jumping in to look a little bit closer now, like I mentioned, the vast majority, pretty much all of this kit right here is what we would have seen with the standard Master Grade Eclipse Gundam, except it's in this badass Blitz Gundam or Psycho Gundam color scheme, which looks so good. The only thing that is 100% brand new for this kit is the head. So when it comes to the actual assembly of this kit, that is the only thing that is brand new. The design is all new parts, and sadly I will actually mention it is a little bit of a downgrade. So going back in time a little bit to the standard Eclipse Gundam, that had one of the nicest master grade heads around. It had a transforming aspect where the top could come up and spin around, and it had color separated eyes, which was something we didn't really see that much in master grade, but you see in a lot of other grades. That means you don't actually have to use stickers for the eyes, and they look killer. For those of you who are familiar with color swap kits, you might be wondering, can you build the original head in black? And yes, you can. The whole thing is in here, including those color separated eyes, this time in a yellow, that does react to UV light. So if you do want to just pop this on, have a full on black Blitz, I said Blitz Gundam, black Eclipse Gundam, you can do just that. But the actual head in here does not have color separated eyes, sadly. And we do have big stickers up there in all of the head cameras and the eyes as well. Also, there is a bit of a transforming gimmick in this, involving these little pieces right here, but they don't spin around all the way without kind of getting in the way of themselves. You actually have to pluck them off and reattach them on the other way around, kind of like Unicorn Gundam. That is for the transformation and the only thing that is different in here. Besides that though, it is a very nice head. The way they went with the grey for the muzzle there just looks so cool. The way these little bits on the side kick back the way that they do. Overall, it is a very nice design, just not quite as detailed as what we would have seen before, which, like I mentioned, is still 100% an option. Another thing that does set this a little bit different to the standard Eclipse Gundam, and in usual premium Bandai style, we do have some water slide decals. These go all the way from white through red to a nice kind of mid-tone grey, so we've got a lot of different types in here. This is a huge sheet of stickers too. Once again, I am a little bit sad that because it's a P-Bandai kit in the time of year, and the fact that I'm just trying to get what kits I didn't get done earlier on this year done, it does mean I don't get to give it the time that I'd like to, and that happens with P-Bandai kits too. For example, right over there is still the Testament Gundam with its water slides, literally waiting in queue that someday I will be able to actually get him water slided up, like the Zeta Gundam there beside it, but sadly, still hasn't happened yet. But anyway, that right there is what these look like. They are a very nice design. And sadly, the manual here doesn't actually show a picture of what it looks like fully decaled up, just so you can see. It just has the little set of instructions on how to do it. But anyway, let's check out what the Eclipse Gundam comes with and get it loaded up. So jumping down to the accessories, I'm going to set it up at the exact same way I did with the other review, like this right here. And this is the exact same A3 mat that I used to use back then, but as you can see, this has had a hard life since. There's a lot of what looks to be paint, glue, and maybe some kind of varnish all over it. But anyway, let's get it loaded up. So I'm getting all of the accessories lined up in the exact same way we had them back with the standard Master Grade Eclipse Gundam. You can see everything in here is exactly the same. The only thing that is different is some color swap, and there's a couple of extra things inside the box. So what we get in here is a full stand, the pair of awesome bracer shield weapons. We've got those side skirt rifles, a pair of beam sabers. Now the effect parts are actually in a yellow as opposed to a green, a bunch of stuff for compatibility with other seed kits, some beam effects, and a whole bunch of hands and a base adapter for the flight form. Now what we get in here that's brand new is these two weapons here. It's kind of like a shield sword and a shield rifle combo. The rifle on here is the same as before, but it's been modified a bit, and there is the other stuff that I did mention earlier on in here, which is the extra head that is left on the runners that you will have to figure out how to build yourself, and this sheet of decals. But otherwise, all the same, let's check out today what is new. So now jumping in to check out the brand new weapons we have with this kit, and this is number one. So the vast majority of this rifle you're seeing right here is the rifle we would have seen with the Eclipse Gundam. We just have a different kind of top up here and this little bottom section, which gives it the attachment point for attaching onto this kind of shield side skirt section. So that just pops on just like so and can rotate around while attached to it. Basically, it's just like this once it's attached onto the side skirting, and then rotates like this when attached into the hand, so it's still a shield when attached. We'll do that in a second. The other weapon we have in here is called the Real Sword. Yep, that's what it says. Real Sword. I guess compared to the beam swords that we have in here, this is a real sword. Now, this is an odd weapon, definitely. There's the bottom segment. The end blade right here is from a mobile Jin. So we would have seen this particular blade with one of those. But I have to say, it does feel and look a little bit on the cheap side. The fact that this came with a big sword was one of my favorite, well, concepts about it before it came out. But this is a big old just wiggly piece of plastic. It does the exact same sort of thing. So it is held in a hand like so with a bit of a shield on the back, but not really as cool as I hoped it would be. It's a little bit flimsy. This part right here, that's in a more matte plastic. The end is in a shiny black plastic, but there's just something so, I don't know, kind of anticlimactic about it somewhat. Great concept, just executed a little bit wonkily. So when these weapons are not in use, they're stored on the side skirts via this little bit right here. That just attaches into that slot just like so. So that is the attachment of that giant sword. And then the attachment of the beam rifle works in the exact same way. So side skirt a little bit back, this pops into that slot, and that is what the Eclipse 2 looks like with both of these weapons attached onto it. And I have to say, that's pretty cool. It adds a nice little extra bit of red round back. So I'm not going to go through the rest of the equipment with this particular unit because we saw it before, but I'm just going to mention very quickly that when the beam sabers are not in use, just pop off the beam like so. These slide into these, so these can be used then as beam rifles. And when these are not in use, this little section on the side just pops out just like so. And guess where that attaches? That is correct, right into the exact same spot these are attached onto. So it's kind of a one loadout or the other, I assume, with this particular one. That is what that looks like on. I much prefer these. These look so much cooler. But anyway, I'm going to get this thing loaded up, and I'm still debating whether I'll leave these on the side skirts or not, just have it super loaded up. I'll do it with all the equipment anyway, just for the sake of doing it. But yeah, that right there is it for the review. This is really just scratching the surface of what makes this kit incredible. Like I mentioned, it's kind of just a supplementary review to go with the main review of the standard Eclipse Gundam. This kit is exactly the same as that, just with a new head and a couple of new weapons, so there's no real need to go through everything that it did before. I would have liked to have a look at the transformation, but once again, I'm trying to get all the kits that came out in 2023 done in 2023. If I was to rank this kit, it would definitely still be Gundarium tier. The black may not pop as much as the white, but it has such a subtle, absolute badass coolness to it. If you do want one of your own, link is down there in the description. I got mine through BUYEE. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more gunpla reviews, and I will see you next time. As always, this video right here would not have been possible without each and every single one of you guys who watches my videos, and all of these awesome people right here who help out on the channel memberships and over on Patreon, including 10 Soldier YT, Abraxas, Caleb Engelhart, Dashil Marmion, Golel Rockstar, Joe, Lauren Seahack, or G95061, 10 Soldier YT again, and Van Fawn.